Hi folks, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Greg and this is all about candles. I'm your self-proclaimed Canadian candle connoisseur. On Sundays I do the WWW weekly wax wrap-ups. The weekly wax wrap-ups are really good for folks that aren't interested in watching really more long form candle reviews that are like super descriptive and really delve into things. The weekly wax wrap-up is when I just run down really quickly all of the candles that I finished burning this week and give a really quick synopsis on what I thought about them and how they performed. So let's get right into it. My favorite candle that I finished burning this week was number 33 from Bath & Body Works. The scent notes on this are espresso beans, warm vanilla, and lemon peel. This one will be coming back in the fall with the name that we all voted on, which is going to be espresso and lemon peel. I preferred the name affogato and lemon, but espresso and lemon peel is great and it suits this candle perfectly fine. I love it. The scent notes are espresso beans, warm vanilla, lemon peel. It performed really well. That's all the way right down to the bottom. I didn't let it extinguish itself because it kept burning even after the wax had mostly lost all of its fragrance, but no problems, top to bottom. Bath & Body Works. Why can't all your candles perform this nicely from the top to bottom? Strength and throw was a solid 7.5 to a 7, depending on the space that you are in. Don't let that discoloration fool you. That didn't happen until the very end of this candle. I loved it. I loved how it performed, and I will be excited to get another one in the near future. From the highs to the lows, Beach Walk by Yankee Candle. You can check out my full-length review on this one if you would be interested in watching somebody have a meltdown about how much they used to love Yankee Candle and now they're brokenhearted. So yeah, I'll link down below if you'd like to watch that review. This performed abysmally. It was sooty. I think that maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th burn were all right. Looked nice. And then it was just like this constant game of needing it to pool out all the way, but not wanting it to burn so long that it started sooting and getting corrupt. And eventually it just did. And I don't think I'll ever be purchasing these large single wick apothecary style candles from Yankee anymore. The scent notes, in case you're interested, are top notes, clementine, ozone, tangerine, mid notes, sea moss, saltwater, orange flower, base notes, orange blossom and musk. It really was a nice fragrance, and I had hopes that it would be stronger than it was, but I mostly spent my time worrying that it wasn't pooling out and it was getting debris in the wax pool. In more bad news, Rose and Palo Santo, or Palo Santo and Rose from Treo Candles. This candle had horizontal wicks. Yeah, you can watch my full-length review of this, and I also did a full-length review of their candle called Palo Santo. This is a pretty shady company that put American flag on the candle, even though they're made in Vietnam. And they're, I looked at it at about, it's burned to about here. I took a peek in there and one of the wicks had blown out. And it's because this candle has horizontal wicks. I've never quite seen this before. Of course, I tried to straighten them with a wick dipper and light it again, but then I'd go to look at it and they'd just bend over and extinguish themselves. Freaking sideways wicks. And what's really upsetting about that is that it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful fragrance. It's a little bit dusty, leathery, powdery. The rose is a top note. You've got a base of some smooth tonka or vanilla. Beautiful fragrance. I'm gonna put this under my candle lamp and see how it does. put it in my candle crock and see how it does. I'm going to put it in my candle crock because then I won't have to look at this cheap matte finishing that's scuffed and dirty. Also, it appears like this company is now out of business. In doing research for my videos about it, I went onto their website. About a month ago when I reviewed Palo Santo, their website seemed normal. Today when I looked at it, it was everything is sold out. So they don't have anything for sale. Everything is sold out. I don't know if they're getting a new shipment back from Vietnam soon that they'll be able to put back online, or if they've just called it a day. I certainly hope they've just called it a day, because this is some of the worst candle making I've ever experienced in all of my years of buying candles. All right, moving on. I got Sea Salt and Lily from DW Home. This one says healing. Some of the candles in this collection said namaste or love. This was a really beautiful fragrance. The scent notes on this one were fresh sea salt, sparkling ozone, tender lily, floral jasmine, cyclamen, tropical peach, warm musk infused woods. And yeah, it's a really nice, sort of in the vein of Fresh Ocean Air, Sea Salt and Sails from Bath & Body Works. That's what this reminds me of, Sea Salt and Sails from Bath & Body Works. Except this has a sort of subtle, beautiful white floral component to it. I really enjoyed it. It performed really nice. Technically, very little residue, very little sooting, all the way down to the wick nickels. Burned really nicely for such a large 2-wick candle. Strength and throw probably got up to a 6.5 at the highest, and it was a 6 most of the time. I had this candle around for a long time. It burned for a while, and I really enjoyed it. I ended up looking forward to it more than I thought, and it appears that DW Home is really trying to step up their game. They've always had beautiful packaging, lots of fun, silly fragrances, but they've never seemed that invested in creating nicely nuanced, more adult sort of scents. And for me, this candle is a bit of a game changer. I'm giving them a little bit more of a respect and keeping a bit more of an eye on them, for sure. What else did I finish? Blue Sky Breeze. I really loved this candle and this fragrance. It is Morning Spring Air, fresh violet petals, crisp gala apples, and English ivy. Really nice, nuanced, top to bottom fragrance experience. This is from last year. Last year, it was the first time I've tried this candle, although I think it's been around for a while. I liked it so much that I did pick up the new iteration of it. However, the last third was a classic BBW situation. This used to be a beautiful, like, sky-colored blue wax, and it got kind of corrupted and murky. And so before it got too bad, I just pulled the trigger and put it under a candle lamp, which is why the wicks are so wonky doodle like that. Wonky doodle is the technical term, folks. Yeah, I enjoyed this. Check it out next time you're in the BBW. What else did I finish? Pink Lilac and Vanilla. I have a full review of this one out. This one performed. This was the best performing Pink Lilac and Vanilla that I think I've ever had from BBWs. Last year's burned atrociously. This one had some problems at the sort of 1/3 way, but ended up pulling through and going all the way down to the wick nickels quite cleanly, and 7.5 for strength and throw. I was happy with it, and it's beautiful too. I don't love text boxes. I don't love candles that say, happy birthday, healing, love you, mom. Not really my thing, but still a pretty candle and a gorgeous fragrance. I also finished up Blue Jasmine and Currant from the Neutrals line. This was out last year, I believe. This is just a repackage of 1,000 Wishes. And When it first got released, I ordered it online immediately because I did not know it would be a straight up dupe of 1,000 Wishes. Like, it is not it's not similar to 1,000 Wishes. Let's be very clear. This is 1,000 Wishes. And I like 1,000 Wishes, but this was disappointing because I really love Currant. I love Currant scents, and it's not something that you come across very often. So I was really hoping this would be like a deep, rich, resiny Currant fragrance, and it was just 1,000 Wishes. Meh, you win some, you lose some. Unfortunately, these neutrals lines, they tend to have performance problems. My theory is that it has something to do with the jar. At the halfway point, it was just so vicious and hot and sooty, and I could tell that the wax was about to go to hell. So I just put it under a candle lamp, which is why the wicks look like that. And my kitchen smelled like 1,000 Wishes for a couple of days. So I enjoyed it. It's strong. It was probably a 7.5 for strength and throw, but just a terrible performer. Like, was scared to take my eye off of it because so quickly it would just be such a vicious burn. And that is like pretty much the exact same story that I have when it comes to raspberries and whipped vanilla. This is a repackage of Unicorn Sprinkles. It's not a reimagining, it's not a kind of dupe, it is exactly the same as Unicorn Sprinkles. And it's very sweet. It's not a very interesting or nuanced candle. I also ordered this one online before I realized that it was just gonna be Unicorn Sprinkles. And it's just a very top-heavy, raspberry, grainy, seedy type of berry. I wish there really was more of like a rich, warm vanilla on the base to sort of even this out, but it's just a repackage of Unicorn Sprinkles, and it performed exactly the same as 1,000 Wishes, aka Blue Jasmine and Currant, which is to say it was so vicious and hot and sooty at this point that I called it a day, and I don't like this fragrance enough to have put it in a crock or under a heat lamp. So this was a little bit of a disappointment and kind of a waste, at least for me. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday for my little weekly wax wrap up. Let me know in the comments what candles you've been polishing off lately, what you're liking, what you're burning. Let me know. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world. Mwah. Until next time, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Bye, folks.